what was the moment that you realized the traditional path isn't for you? You're like, this is not for me.
I'm gonna be honest. It was just lucky YouTube recommendations. So I was always like I guess arguably like a fine kid in school. I could always do my work. I always had good grades. It's never to a point to where I was like, F's. Like it was always, go to school, hang out with friends, whatever, do my homework, and I'd have, passing grades. Like up until I would argue high school is when I had always like all A's, B's, whatever. Like I was a studious ass kid. But then eventually in high school, I was like, all right, I don't like this. So funnily enough, whenever I got into the whole online business stuff, that's when my grades fucking tanked. So that's when I was like, had F's in all classes. My teacher would come by, he'd give me a piece of paper, and it was like the mask situation, to where it was like, oh, put on a mask, and then you put it on your chin, then you put it over your mouth, nose, all this stuff. So it's like he'd give me a piece of paper, and I just wouldn't do it. He's like, why have you done it? I was like, I don't have a pen. So he'd come by, he'd give me a pen, and I'd be like, oh, I lost the pen. Or he'd give me a pencil, and I'd be like, oh, and like I just wouldn't do it. I would cause so much resistance, and I would just have my laptop next to me. I'd be working, opposed to doing my schoolwork. So that entire situation was kind of just like through YouTube recommendations. Like and people are like, oh, well, yeah. People think it's like some eureka moment, or like it's like some, oh, I'm suddenly figuring out the entire truth of the education system. But bro, it's not that. It was literally, I was a bot. I was not conscious of what I was doing. I just saw people doing cool shit online, starting businesses, doing this, whatever. And it's not like I was some smart ass kid at the time. Like I've always been like smart. It does take some level of, intelligence to do what I've done. But at the end of the day, bro, I didn't think it was like, oh my God, the school education's a scam. Like obviously we had Tate saying all that stuff, but which I did understand, but not to the certain extent that I do now. And it was literally just me seeing people, do things, and me, kind of fully being a complete red pill bot, and starting my business. And that's how it kind of worked out. So now obviously like at the time, like my views were, oh, I'm a high value male. Da, da, da. I was like, I didn't have any money at the time. So obviously the views that I had then are completely skewed to where they are now. They've a million times overchanged, but having that kind of red pilly kind of beliefs at the time, especially after Tate and everything, that kind of built the foundation. So it wasn't necessarily like I was like, I had a eureka moment where I was like, everything's fuck, the system's after me. Da, 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 da. I always kind of understood that. But building the business was kind of like the final like nail in the coffin.
Did you have like any external pressure to like, go to like the schooling route, like educational route?
Not necessarily. My mom is pretty lenient when it comes. I mean, I would argue she's too lenient. So she didn't really discipline me or my brother. Like, for example, my brother's like the direct contrast of me. Like he just works regular part-time job. He doesn't do much. And I'm the complete contrast. I'm like waking up and I'm fucking working, trying to build something, whatever. So my mom, like, I always argue, like, I love her so much, but like I could, become a meth addict and she would still let me in the house. Like it obviously, which is great. A mother's always going to unconditionally love you. But since I didn't really grow up with a father for most of my life, there wasn't necessarily like that foot to be placed down to where it was like, get your shit in check.
So you felt like you had to become that masculine figure for yourself.
Yeah, if you don't have it, if you don't have that kind of father figure, you're gonna have to search for it through third party people. I had to find it through, like, the guys in the space. I like Tate and all those guys, or like Iman and stuff like that. Like I had to pretty much learn like the fundamentals of like, here's like what a man should do, here's what a man should be, here's what a man should act like, and here's the principles he should follow, and then kind of adopting that. Now, obviously through experiences, because I've experienced a lot, I'm able to kind of have my own version and own views and XYZ, but that was kind of what I needed. Also being my own father, pretty much. Like obviously I could look to those guys for like experience and masculinity stuff, whatever, but I can't really do that. So I had to like, all right, I'm gonna figure my shit out and just keep myself accountable, which I feel like most people can't do. I've talked to some motherfuckers that are just losers, man. I don't know how they do. I don't know how they, like, dudes that'll wake up and be in a worse position than I am. Like, if I'm 18, bro, and I've traveled the fucking world, like, earlier this year, bro, I took a flight on average every 4 fucking days. So it's like, if I'm constantly doing shit and I'm living this dope life and I'm still motivated to do the shit I want to do, and motherfuckers are sitting in their mom's basement being like, Smith, I need help motivated. I'm like, you're in a worse position than me and you're not motivated? I'm still motivated. What the fuck does it take? I think most people, like, bro, they're waiting for some shit to happen, like their mom to die or like, you know, their fucking grandma to get cancer. I'm like, oh, now I got to pay my grandma's chemo. Now I'm going to lock in. I'm like, you should have fucking locked in 6 months ago because you would have had the money to pay her chemo today. It's like, everyone's waiting for some shit to happen opposed to just setting yourself up to be in a position to take care of the shit when it happens, you know?
Do you feel like that was internal or it was something that you had to build? Because at the end of the day, like a lot of people, they may even say, yeah, I want to do this. I want to, you know, hit this much and, you know, achieve this goal. But like, they don't have that internal drive. As you said, like they're in a worse position than you, but they're like sleeping, they're smoking weed, they're doing dumb shit. But like, do you feel like it's internal or it's something that you built?
I think it's something I built, but I also kind of feel like it was an intrinsic aspect of myself. I didn't really have like it's not something that I had to consciously go and build every single day. I think, you know, the more hard shit you do, the more hard shit you go through, the more capable you're going to be, not only as a man, but like in your mind as well. So like if you go through hard shit every single day, like I was, you know, shaved my head. I was waking up at 5 a.m. every day. I was doing this, I was doing that. I was like, I was just doing like any piece of, like, I would purposely put myself through pain. And I think that made me stronger. I think pain is progress. I think that any bullshit that comes to you, I would say like God's not going to put something on your cross that you can't bear. So any situation that he gives you, any bullshit that comes your way, any situation, like nothing is indefinite. Nothing lasts forever. And if you look at the problem that you have now in 6 months, you're going to realize it's complete bullshit and it sorted itself out. So that's kind of how I viewed everything.
I see. Was freedom and that fast lifestyle, was that the reason that you got into business, into entrepreneurship?
Not really. I think freedom is like that intrinsic why at the start. Now I've kind of have the freedom. Like I got, so when I really started traveling was like almost a year ago. Not like really, obviously I like worked my way into it. But at the time, so I got my passport renewed in April of last year. So I had a passport. I'm actually dual citizen. I have 2 passports. I have 2 citizenships. I'm English. So funnily enough, last year is when I got my passport renewed. And once I actually got my passport renewed, I've made $10,000 in a day before when I got my passport. That me getting that passport was better than any amount of money I've ever made. I did the feeling of like, holy shit, I can go wherever. Let's fucking do it. So, you know, I went to London, then I went to Budapest, and then I went back to London. Then I went, you know, this year I went to Miami, then Switzerland, then Croatia, then, you know, Cape Town, South Africa for like 3 weeks. And then I went to Serbia, then I went to London, then back to Miami, then back to here, and I plan on dipping the fuck out again. So I think that's pretty cool. I feel like having the opportunity to do that's fantastic. Like, especially at my age, I would argue most people, they work like one, you know, they live such a one-dimensional binary life. Like they wake up and they go and they do the same shit for, like, they live in the same neighborhood, in the same house, and then when they move out, they get the same fucking house practically, in the same bullshit Midwest, butt fuck nowhere town, and they work, and then they go to the same college as everyone else that they know, and then they do that, and it's like, that's cool. Do what you, like, that's a good life, I would argue, as far as quality of life goes. You're not struggling, but I would define quality, like, not your quality of day-to-day life, but your quality of life as the stories you have. So
the XP that you collect, basically.
Exactly. The fact that I'm 18 and I can give people stories from, you know, South Africa, Croatia, like Serbia, like Hungary, like all these, you know, I guess random places. That means that there's 60-year-old fuckers that have died from heart attacks and obesity before me, and I've lived more life than most 58-year-olds. Most 58-year-olds haven't left the fucking United States. So unless they, you know, fucking for 5 years of their life were like a serial killer and ran from the cops and did deal drugs and shit, like that's a bunch of stories, but I highly doubt most 58-year-olds have fucking lived that life. So I would argue, just because you're older than me doesn't mean you've experienced more than me. I think you could be 60 years old, but you've been working the same butt-fuck office job for however long. I still have more experience than you, as from an overall life perspective.
No, I can understand that, because at the end of the day, it's all about like the experiences that you see, you feel, like, if you don't go through different countries, different cities, different cultures, you're not gonna see different perspectives how people live. Because I'm
Yeah.
sure when you went to Europe, people weren't living like the people in America. They were probably more chill. They were more focusing on the quality of life. Like you notice way more different things that someone who's like living in somewhere in Ohio, they're not gonna understand that.
Yeah. Other than Serbia, I love Serbia, guys. Serbia is a great country. Love you guys so much. Amazing. Fuck Serbia, bro.
Why?
Such a shitty country. Holy shit. Serbians are great. Just for all the cameras, Serbians are amazing people. But holy shit, is it a terrible country. I was there, and maybe, oh, bro, you gotta go during summer. I don't give a fuck. I was in Budapest in November, and it was amazing. It was fucking 30 degrees. Every single time I stepped out the fucking house, freezing cold. I went on runs, so I put a fucking ski mask on so my fucking nose wouldn't fall off, and there was frost when I would exhale. I don't give a fuck how cold it was or how grim it was outside. That fucking place, I love Budapest. Amazing fucking city. Belgrade, Serbia was the most single-handedly depressing fucking cities I've been to in my entire life. It is so sad. The buildings are terrible. The people there are depressed. It's pretty cool. Like, they got some nice stuff depending on where you go. Like, I was staying in Waterfront, which is like the rich area of Belgrade. But, oh my days. Bro, so grim, so sad. Everyone there is depressed. No, people there are actually pretty nice. Most of the people I saw that were, working at like maybe the gym receptionist or people at the gym, they're pretty happy. Like, that's their life. Like, they enjoy it. And the people that at the cafe, I went to, like, that was pretty nice. But I was supposed to be there for a week and I dipped on day 2 because holy shit, it's just grim, bro. Like, if you go to England, you think England, everyone's depressed and sad. It's like, at least England has some life to it. It's like, bro, I didn't know this, but Serbia's not even a part of the EU. It's fucked.
Well, that's what happens when you travel. You see things like rather than people say, oh, like you got to go travel this country, that country, you got to go to Colombia, that country. Like when you go there, you see it for yourself. You can have your own perspective.
And of course, I'm not shitting. Like, Serbian people are fantastic, and I'm sure like the country has a lot of great things to see. But the city of Belgrade, my personal experience was shit. And I mean, I agree with that, bro. Like, I think it like people, especially in America, holy shit, my life is so hard. Oh my God, I live in Kentucky or Ohio or fucking Nebraska. My life is so hard. Motherfucker, go live in some communist apartment shit building with 20 degrees outside every day. Cloudy as shit. No one has a smile on their face. You are dirt poor. Go live over there and tell me how fucking bad your life is, bro. It's fucking, like, it's the contrast, bro. Because all people see is, I live in this suburban-ass neighborhood, but I could be driving a Lambo in Los Angeles, bro. I'm like, well, you live there. I know, I've seen thousands, I could name, like, bro, there's literally 1,000 fucking Serbian, 12-year-olds that their fucking dad just died working on some plant, and they would fucking trade places with you ASAP. It's like, you're living, everyone's like wishing of a dream life, but it's like, fucking Mr. Little Timmy in Serbia is going to be dreaming about living in fucking England. And then the guy in England's going to be, in a shit spot council estate. It's going to be dreaming about living in a fucking nice sunny suburb in Ohio. And the guy in fucking Ohio is going to be dreaming about, living in the fucking LA in a nice house. And then the guy in LA in a nice house is going to be wishing that he had a fucking yacht in Monaco. And the guy in fucking yacht in Monaco is wishing that he had a fucking private island. It's all just perspective, bro. Like, you always have it better than somebody else. Not to mean that, not to get that confused, because a lot of people are like, oh, there's always someone that's having it worse. Bro, the biggest sign of low intelligence is when somebody says, somebody always has it worse. I'm like, cool, I'm still in a shit position. It's like, bro, I'm fucking in $3,000 of debt right now. Like, what do I do? I'm like, well, there's kids in Africa that are starving. Motherfucker, that doesn't stop that doesn't fix my debt. I'm still in debt. Like, it's fixing problems, bro. So people are like, life could always be worse. I'm like, well, no shit. But I have a fucking problem. I still need to fix it. I don't care if fucking, I was gonna say something I can't say, but like some fucking African kid is starving, bro. I don't give a fuck if, some guy, I don't care if he's like 6 years old and he weighs 20 pounds and there's fucking flies on his mouth. Understand that's a bad position, worse position than me. I still got shit I gotta do.
100%.
It's like, I was talking about this with the Uber today, and he was a very nice guy, but very combative on the situation. And it was like, I told him, I was like, yeah, you have a deck of cards in life, you fucking play them. And he's like, well, he was bringing up, black people couldn't buy certain houses in certain areas. And I was like, okay, yeah, like I understand that sucks. But he's like, get out of your little corner. I was like, well, here's the thing, bro. That still plays into what I said. It's just an overall rule of life. I don't get like, okay, let's say if I go make $30 million and he's like, well, what if you were to want to, let's say, you believe people work hard to get what they want. I'm like, yeah. He's like, okay, well, what if you made a bunch of money and you couldn't buy a house and where you wanted to buy a house? And I was like, okay, well, for example, if I made $30 million and I go to Beverly Hills and I want to buy a house and it's my dream house and the fucking guy it's a black guy who owns it. He doesn't want to sell it to me because I'm white, racism. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go figure it out, buy another fucking house. It's like, and I told him that, and he didn't have anything to say about it because I don't care about what it is. You're dealt fucking a deck of cards, bro. Figure it the fuck out. That's the name of the game. I don't care what happens in your life. Oh, well, some people start with $1,000. I'm like, motherfucker, I started with $76 in my bank account. I got my first fucking e-com sale by recording my website. Like, that's a perfect example of a motherfucker playing with his deck of cards. I could have sat there, I need a job. I need to get this. I need to get money to test products. I sat there and I made it fucking work, bro. Not to say that I was fucking dirt poor, but I was still in a worse position than most people starting e-com. So it's like, fuck you, figure it out. I have no sympathy, bro. My first coaching client, he was homeless. This dude was homeless. And he fucking he hit like 10K a month in like almost like a week, 2 weeks, like a week, 2.5 weeks maybe. Hit fucking 10K a month in like 2 weeks, bro. And that's like, I was with him in Cape Town. Full circle moment. Like I used to be on the phone with this guy when he was fucking, doing sit-ups and push-ups in the basement of Jiffy Lube of fucking Albuquerque, New Mexico, which is where he's from, bro. And I used to be on the phone with this guy, and he'd be like, yeah, bro, my position's fucking trash, but he's like, I don't give a fuck. He's like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to make this shit work. And I'm like, hell yeah, bro. But you see, motherfucker, I'm such in a bad position. I can't get out. I'm like, suck it the fuck up, bro. This guy was homeless. This guy stole money from his girlfriend to fucking buy, like, just to have pocket money. Like, he'd be like, yo, I'm going to go buy some weed. It's $50. The weed was $30. He'd pocket to 20. Like, shit like that. And they're still together, which is super fucking cool. They've been through it, which I respect.
That's crazy.
And seeing the relationship is super inspiring. But another example, bro, is fucking, this guy was, he like sold drugs to fucking, not actually. He sold drugs to fucking fund his shit. Like, bro, this guy was fucking going through it. Like, he had to sleep on the fucking floor of a trap house to fucking, like, run his shit. I don't, like, and here's the thing. I've always thought, like, oh, I feel bad for the guy. Bad position, bro. Terrible thing. But then I hung out with him in Cape Town, and I would hear him speak about his situation and people in his similar situation. He'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck those guys. Fuck me a year ago. I should have figured it the fuck out. And I was like, this guy doesn't have any sympathy for anybody. You know why? Because he was in that. He's seen the contrast of life, and he's seen how quick your life can fucking change. He does not give a fuck. He doesn't care. And after seeing him talk about that, I realized I have no sympathy anymore. I don't give a fuck. You have the most resources you've ever had, bro. Try and fucking dropship in 2013, bro. You couldn't. Try and dropship in 2016. You had to get 30 different workarounds. Use a software called like Oberlo and shit. Like, bro, you could not drop. Now you have like hundreds of thousands of YouTube videos on the fucking topic. You have infinite resources. You have free resources. You could pay for shit. It is insane how easy it is to just pull it off nowadays. So after seeing this guy have zero sympathy for anybody in any situation, regardless of where you're from, I don't give a shit anymore, bro. Like, bro, I'm broke or this or that. And bro, I'm Smith Rees. I live my own fucking life. Tell me about your situation. Figure it the fuck out. Like, I can acknowledge it's bad, but I'm still gonna sun's gonna come up tomorrow, bro. People are gonna fucking go to work tomorrow. That's the name of the fucking game, bro. If literally, worrying about your problems is fucking giving it power. It's excess potential, bro. I have a problem. I'm going to worry about it. You're just fucking inspiring the problem. It's like, just figure it out. What can I do right now that's going to fucking solve the problem? So it's like, I literally have zero sympathy, especially after seeing him talk about people in worse positions than him. He's like, yeah, all my motherfuckers who selling drugs with me back in Albuquerque, fuck them, bro. Like, they didn't figure it out. They were sleeping on the fucking floor. And I was like, holy shit, this guy has no sympathy. I used to have sympathy for motherfuckers in that situation. I have no sympathy anymore, bro. I believe it's a fucking, life is not like, bro, life is, to a certain extent, life is very binary. Did you win or did you lose? That's it. No one's going to sit there and be like, well, fucking Matthew from, Chattanooga, New Jersey, he really wanted to become a millionaire, but he was tired and he wanted, well, he couldn't quit porn because his dad, he grew up without a dad, so it's okay he didn't become a millionaire. No one's going to sit there and no one's going to collectively as a group be like, it's okay Matthew wasn't a millionaire at fucking 20 because his dad wasn't around when he was younger or because his dog died. No one gives a fuck. No one's going to be like, look at Matthew the loser now. It's okay he's a loser because XYZ. They don't think about that. They're just like, Matthew's a fucking loser. What a loser. That's it. It's binary, bro. So it's like, you can sit here and make excuses for yourself and you can have problems and you can have this and you can have that. But at the end of the day, no one gives a fuck.
That's true. Because like
no one cares.
You mentioned like you were talking to the Uber driver. I'm going to bring it back. You said contrast. That contrast when you're there, you see, okay, yeah, like people go through shitty situations, but then some people say, oh, I'm in this shitty situation, I'm not going to do anything. I'm victim. But you said the first coaching client you had, he was like, you know what? I'm in this bullshit situation. I'm going to take responsibility. I'm going to flip it around.
Yeah.
And I feel like whenever you see those contrasts, you're able to see, okay, this is possible. I hate this situation, but it doesn't mean I'm going to put all of my attention growing this more. I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to do more. That's it.
Yeah, he brought up an example because he was a very like a black, power kind of guy. Not like he wasn't very too liberal. Like he was very neutral on the situation, but he was very like black people are struggling XYZ, which obviously all due respect to whatever political belief you have, but he brought up a situation where, black people were to have harder time getting jobs than white people. And he's like, yeah, you could walk into a job interview and a black guy could walk in and they're going to shut the door on the black guy regardless of how intelligent he is. And I was like, yeah, I still believe that you're dealt with a deck of cards. So I don't give a fuck if you're white or if you're black. If you're black and you have a harder time getting a fucking job, suck it the fuck up and figure out to get a job. What are you going to do? Fix the problem? You're just one guy. You're not like, and even if you had 30,000 of you guys, what are you going to go fucking take over a company's headquarters and be like, oh, I want to give a job, man. Like, no one gives a fuck, bro. No, like, they do not care. So realistically, I acknowledge, yeah, bro, 99% of the country, if you were to be a black guy, you'd probably have a little bit of a harder time getting a job than a white guy. But suck it the fuck up, and you're just going to have to apply to more jobs than the white guy. Figure it the fuck out. I don't care. That's, bro, no one gives a shit. No one gives a shit. Everyone's in the victim mindset. It's like, yeah, man, I'm in a fucking, my position's so bad because, I fucking, bro, it's such victim. It's just a victim mindset. It's like, I can't get no job because I'm fucking black and the white man's killing us. I'm like, bro, I've spoken to any fucking black guy I know that has made something of his fucking life doesn't think like that. They're like, yeah, every single, bro, I know fucking 3 millionaires that are all black. To use this as a specific example, every single one of them I've talked to, bro, they've all of them have acknowledged of what a shit position the youth of black America is in right now. It's terrible. And they're all like, yeah, bro, I understand, like, black people have a harder time getting a job. But at the end of the day, bro, because a lot of these guys are older, they're like, yeah, at the end of the day, I still figured it out. I understand white people are going to have an easier time getting a job. I understand that my skin color is going to hold me back to a certain extent, but I'm still going to make it fucking work. So I don't give a shit. Bro, there's this guy on Instagram who has fucking no legs and no arms, and he has one finger, and he is a fucking Richard Mille and supercars. I don't know his fucking name. If you guys know his name, then fucking let me know. But there's this guy on Instagram with literally nub legs, no fucking, not even like his knees, bro. This guy's shit's cut off at the fucking thigh. And he's like, no legs, no arms, bro. He has one fucking finger like this on a fucking short ass arm. And it's like, and he wears like a Richard Mille, bro. This guy's a millionaire. This guy's fucking made it work. Bro, this dude can't even fucking walk. Well, he does like a little waddle thing, but like not in like a disrespectful way. I apologize, but
that's inspiring, man. Like,
bro,
anything is possible.
Exactly. Like, motherfuckers will do anything. This guy, bro, if you think this guy didn't grow up throughout his entire fucking life with the most insane limiting beliefs ever, bro, like, it's insane. Like, the guy's literally has no limbs. And somehow He fucking made it work.
But here, people out there making excuses,
Bro,
saying, I can't,
exactly,
this is
bro.
hard.
Holy shit.
Bro, the thing is, this is how I like destroy those limiting beliefs, is that if someone else did it, it's possible.
4-minute mile, bro.
That's it. That's all you have to know. Like, if someone else did it, that's all you need to know. Because people go through things. Everybody goes through things. For example, I'm an immigrant coming from Iran. I was an ethnicity there, racism there. You know, you come here, you see like people talking about racism here, different cultures, different ethnicities. Okay, so be it. You gotta make something out of yourself. I have like family in Iran. They did still racism, a lot of lack of opportunities, but they still made something out of themselves with all those limiting things over there. They still did it. And over there is not a lot of opportunities. It's a third world country. You're in America. You have all those opportunities
Exactly,
here.
bro.
Internet, everything free. And you're still making excuses? That's
The
crazy.
biggest thing, especially about countries like that, or pretty much any any Eastern country of any, I would say, like, region, they don't give a fuck, bro. Like, for example, in Iran, bro, how old were you when you came to America?
14.
14. So realistically, let's say if you were fucking 14 in Iran, right? Imagine you're gonna sit there and your dad tells you to do something, and you're like, oh well, you know, this kid didn't have to. He would not give a fuck, bro. They don't have zero tolerance for bullshit pussies over there. That's life, man. You figure it the fuck out. And that's why I would argue that most of those, like, people in those countries, they have the fundamentals of life figured out, man. Everyone, if you go to any Western city, Los Angeles, New York, like Miami, everyone in LA is fake happy. Everyone in LA is smiling through their fucking teeth, bro, and I'm sick of it. Everyone's such a miserable fuck out here. So, I grew up here. I know how to be happy out here because I'm not fucking faking some bullshit lifestyle. Everyone else out here is fucking faking some shit. They're splitting a fucking Euros 4 ways with their boys. They would switch it off a week in a week. But it's like, they're smiling through their fucking teeth, bro. You go to any other country, bro, every smile is genuine, bro. For example, like in Serbia, I would say the people, they look a little bit depressed. They probably are a little sadder because, like, seasonal depression is very real in my opinion. I think it's definitely a real thing. But, for example, bro, like, the receptionists at the fucking gym that I went to, like, they were super nice. And I could tell those smiles were genuine. But they live in fucking Serbia. They don't have, they're a gym receptionist, bro. They don't fucking know. But it's like, they smiled. They were genuinely nice and happy fucking people, bro. The people that I met in Budapest, nice, happy fucking people. They're genuine smiles, opposed to everyone in LA who's always trying to figure some fundamental problem out about, like, this, that. It's like, motherfucker, go move to like a small town, or go move to a wholesome city and just get a girlfriend or get a wife, have 2 kids, and fuck off, bro. That's how you're gonna find peace. So it's like, everyone nowadays is looking for some super deep philosophical fix, or they always have depression or some shit. And I'm like, dude, figure it out.
You know, like, we don't even have to go to, like, far countries. You can literally be in America. For example, I did a road trip a couple months ago. I went from here all the way to Miami, just drove from the south.
Damn.
And then all the cities that I saw, like, there were like so many different type of people. There were people just living like small houses, small cities. Like, you didn't see like depression in them.
Yeah.
Outside of these big cities, because they were just doing their works, even if it was like a gas station job,
Well,
farming.
you want to know something crazy? I'll tell you something crazy. So there was a study, and they took rats, and they gave it was like a bunch of rats in a small ass cage. It was like 5 rats, and they gave them 2 things of water. It was like one water with cocaine and heroin inside of it, and then another bucket of water was like the drip ones, and that had just regular water. So they were drinking regular water every single day. They gave them food, of course, but the moment they introduced this cocaine heroin mixed water, they would not eat food, they would not drink the regular water, and they took this until they died. Now they were like, okay, yeah, this is the study, and we're going to continue with it. Then another scientist came across, and he was like, all right, let's switch it up. Let's switch the environment. So he gave them a mat, like the cage was the size of the room, and these were tiny little rats. So the cage was the fucking size of the room. They put plants in there. They gave them like toys and tunnels and, places to hide and burrow and live and sleep. They had amazing lights. They had heating, etc. They put a lot of money into this cage. And they gave them food. They gave them water. And then in the corner, they had the heroin and the cocaine water. None of them a couple of them touched it. They didn't go back to it. None of them went after the heroin and cocaine water. It's only an environment thing. It's 100% environment thing. Because when you have the big cage, the fucking nice people, like you're not sitting in a fucking box in a city, crammed fucking together with shitty weather and no fucking where to go and fluorescent lights beating down upon you, then the cocaine and heroin's gonna be your fucking happiness. It's the only dopamine you're going to get. But if you move to fucking any country, you have plants, you have sunlight, you have amazing people, the environment's everything, bro. So when you put the rats from the contrast of the shitty little fucking cage versus the massive cage with the water, the plants, the tubes, the places to hide, sleep, etc., none of them touch the heroin. None of them touch the cocaine. It's all an environment thing.
It changes your perception too. Like I'm sure, like when you went to like different countries, like in Europe, you went to like even if you went to Miami, like you saw like different things that are possible. You're like, oh, people are driving this. I didn't know. Like if you stayed like in a little town in Texas or somewhere in California, you wouldn't be aware of that. You would just have that small limiting mindset.
I was in Texas and the people out there were super nice and they were genuinely nice.
Yeah.
I think everyone. Here's my opinion on the main cities. Right. I've never been to New York yet, but everyone in LA super depressed, always sad, smiling through their fucking teeth. They're always fake happy. Everyone in Miami, they're all super genuinely happy, but they're all stupid. So they're all happy because they're ignorant. They're stupid and they don't understand what life should be. But the ignorance is their bliss, which is why they're all happy. And all respect to them. But, they have their fucking Chanel bags and they have their Miami blue Lambo drop tops or their C8s or whatever the fuck they're driving, their Uruses. And then they're fucking, they're buying the Louis Vuittons. And Miami overall is a good quality of life. Like they're hitting the gym. It's great stuff over there. But that's not, I would argue that's not a real life. It's all fake. So they're happy, but it's all ignorance.
I see.
So I would think the real, like if you go and meet somebody who's genuinely happy, you're going to find some fucking 70-year-old guy who lives in you're going to find the people that have really found peace in life and they don't need much. So I don't know. I feel like Miami is just kind of an ignorant city.
Have you noticed like a lot of people here, they try to, their happiness gets zapped because they're trying to impress other people. They just want to like live an image rather than actually be that person, be fulfilled.
Because everyone kind of comes out here to do the whole influencer shit, bro. So it's like, everyone's trying to live like an image or do this or do that and keep something up. The thing about me, I've seen other guys in the space as well that try and put up an image. Okay, any guy that wants to come up and take a picture with you, any person that you see, anytime you're in public, they don't fucking like you. They like the version of you that's not actually you. So they like this version of you, the image of you, this character that you've created. So me personally, I'm just me, man. I'm fucking just authentic. I say what the fuck I think. Like, I'm not going to hold back whatsoever. And when somebody comes up and they tell me, like I had a message yesterday, this guy, he fucking literally told me, he's like, yeah, bro, I'm young as shit. You saved my fucking life. He was in my community. He was like, yeah, you saved my fucking life. Like, girlfriend broke up with me. I got into drugs and drinking at a very young age. I felt like I had nothing left. I was about to fucking kill myself. And then I joined I saw you. I watched you for like 7 months. You changed my fucking life on YouTube. I decided to join your stuff. And you genuinely saved my fucking life. Guys like that, bro. People are always stuck on putting an image. I know that guy that helped me, that message was genuine. And it meant the fucking most to me because it was Smith. It was the real Smith who fucking helped him. And if some guy asked to take a picture with me in fucking public or whatever, they like me. They don't like the fucking fake Smith who's like, this or what, this is this or that, It's like anything that I say, I'm always, bro, you can ask any motherfucker that's met me. I'm the exact same behind closed doors. And even if I'm off camera, I'm the same shit off closed doors.
100%. So far, I noticed that too.
Yeah, I'm not that different, bro.
Yeah.
Like, obviously on the podcast, I know I gotta like tone it up and fucking deliver. It's not like a regular convo, but like, yeah, I'm the same motherfucker, bro. Like, ask any guy. I'm the same dude, bro. So it's like, if you can become that guy opposed to trying to fake being that guy, then that's the best thing ever. It's like, I don't have to be like some fake guy. Because, bro, when you see me, like, yelling at fucking motivation videos on Instagram Reels, bro, I've had conversations like that with fucking people in person, dude. Like, I've yelled at some of these guys, bro. And they find it really fucking motivating, especially in person. But it's like, I'm the same ass person, bro. People, like, if you can just become that guy, then what, like, why fake it? Just become a fucking dope-ass dude. And that, bro, I think, all right. Every guy's problems would be solved if you were rich and famous. Like, But you gotta fucking not. You can't get lost in the sauce though. That's the biggest thing. So I've realized like, the more I've gotten status, the more I've gotten money, and the more cooler people I know and meet, my life is significantly improved. But you have to always consciously be aware of not getting lost in the sauce. Getting lost in the sauce is a very real thing.
Have you had some experiences that was like alarming for you? Or like, okay, I gotta get my shit together.
Maybe not being motivated, but then that's just like, okay, it's not really like getting lost in the sauce. Like motherfuckers will get like famous or something, and they'll be like they'll be ignorant. But yeah, I met some guy in the space, and I wish I remembered his name because I would have fucking name dropped him, because I don't give a fuck. But I wish I remembered his name. So I met this guy, ignorant ass motherfucker, super douchey, super trash, and like that's a perfect example of getting lost in the sauce. Like bro, I'm not rich. I'm not better than other people because I make money or I have followers on Instagram, but I have followers on Instagram and make money because I'm better than people.
Makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't like the money doesn't make you intrinsically a better human being, but the fact that I'm capable and smart enough and intelligent and I'm able to go do things like that, that just means I'm better than you at that thing.
You're just performing better.
Like Ronaldo's not fucking better than me because he's the best soccer player to ever live, but he's not better than me because he has the skills, but he is better than me, right? Because he's fucking done it. So it's like, just because he's the GOAT doesn't make him better than me as a human being, but he's the GOAT because he's better than me at soccer. So I think this guy was just an ignorant prick, man, and super douchey. And a lot of guys in space, their whole like standard for people or friends is like how much money they make. Oh, he makes 20K a month. He's a solid guy. Oh, this guy's like 500K on Instagram. Super cool guy. I'm like, motherfucker, if this guy had 20 followers on Instagram, would you still be friends with him? Fuck no. So all these guys, like their bar is so low and their standard is just how much money they make. And it's like, you are a loser, bro. You're a genuine, all my fucking closest friends, bro, don't make near the amount of money. Like most of them are actually broke. They don't really make money. But it's like, I'm friends with people not because they fucking make money, because they're good fucking people. And it's like, I set my expectations up. The biggest thing is expectations, especially in relationships, to where you're not getting fucked. If you sit down at a restaurant and the bill comes, they're not like looking down the fucking table for you to pay, bro. Like if I pay, that's a plus. You know, it's like that's just the name of the game, dude. So I think it's super easy to get lost in the sauce, but I do think that one fix would be getting more status, building yourself up as a guy, and getting the money, bro, because that's when your life becomes like significantly easier. And you're not born a fucking like a god. Like I'm not like a fucking 10 out of 10 attractive fucking guy, right? Obviously I'm not godly fucking ugly, but I would say I'm like an average guy, you know? But I'm able to have leverage because I have money and status. But bro, I know motherfuckers that are just pretty and the world is given to them, bro. Like my buddy's a model, bro, and his fucking DMs, Jesus Christ. That's his asset though. Like he can leverage that. So if, the game is the game, bro. The game is the fucking game, and that's the biggest thing. So you gotta go and get as much money as you can and go be famous. I know it's shallow to say, but that's in today's fucking world.
It's a tool.
That is the fix, bro. So it's like, do I want to be fucking living in LA? Fuck no, bro. In 5 years, I want to be in Switzerland on a farm with 40 cows, wife, and 4 kids. Let's do it. But it's like, right now I got to play that to get into position. So it's like, it's all positioning. I need to get into that position where I can actually kind of live that life. But I think the biggest fix would just become more famous, become more rich. And I know it's shallow to say, but just don't get lost in the sauce, bro. Because I've seen motherfuckers get lost in the sauce.
One thing that you mentioned, I want to bring it back, is that you said like, just being like a genuine guy, like having honor, having integrity, no matter what level you're at. As you said, like your closest friends are not the richest, but they're good guys and you want to be around them. Mm-hmm. And they're not snakes. But as you feel like people like get money, get famous, they lose themselves. And I feel like a lot of them, they don't have that foundation. Their foundation was based on those success. It wasn't because they had that foundation and the success came. You get me?
Yeah.
So when they get that, it's like the moment it goes up, their ego goes up. And they just start belittling other people. Mm-hmm. They start having fake relationships because of those material things. It's a great thing, but you have to understand the fundamentals or who you are as a person.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of guys in this space that have kind of just had their egos and shit puffed up as the more money they make. But I mean, it's pretty easy to tell who's kind of like just not really there, Like you get to a different point of consciousness in life once you kind of realize like I don't know. And maybe it's like an inner ego thing that I have that I think I figured life out. But I don't know. I feel like I have life pretty figured out right now. Like I understand. Obviously, I'm not in the position I want to be. I'm not going to be living in LA. I want to be on a fucking farm. Like, bro, I want to get married before I'm 21. People are like, oh, that's too early, bro. I'm like, bro, if you're 25 and you're at the club or you're drinking alcohol, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You're 25. Put the fucking Don Julio in the bag, bro. What the fuck are you doing? It's like, people are like, bro, if you're 30 years old and you're at a club, what the fuck are you doing? I've been probably to a club less than 10 times. Probably less than 5 times, bro. Maybe 5 times total. And I'm fucking partied out. What am I going to get? I've been drunk before. I'm going to go get drunk again? Like, it just doesn't make sense. So it's like, drinking with your boys, the funnest shit ever. I love it. I believe alcohol's amazing. And I'll get to that in a second. Alcohol is one of the most fantastic things to ever be invented, and I'll get to that. And there's a deep meaning behind, and there's deep behind that. But drinking with your boys is great. You're going out to the fucking club. You're going to go get like some girl. You're going to fucking have one night stand with some stinky pussy that's been fucking washed through like by 40 other guys. It's just the most bullshit thing ever. I don't understand it, bro. And I went to a festival with my buddy because I've always wanted to go see it was like Rolling Loud. That shit was so hood. It was ghetto as fuck. Everyone was wanting to fight. It was the most bullshit thing I'm never doing that again. I went to go see Yeet because I like him as an artist. I went to go see Yeet. And I was at like the top. I was in like the best seats, just like sitting up top. No one was mosh pitting or bumping into me. We had fucking direct access. We saw the fucking performance, enjoy the music. It was great. That was a good experience. It's just different, bro. So I think if you can go do that, go like by all means, go do that a couple times, bro. But holy fuck, if you're over the age of like 25, still doing that, what are you doing with your life? Go get a girlfriend. Go get fucking married, bro. I want to get married before I'm 21, or by the time, like before I turn 22. So by when I'm 21, I feel like because I've lived life, man. I feel like obviously, bro, I'm 18 and I've lived a fuck ton of life. By the time I'm like 20, I'm going to live so much life, Yeah. It's like the rate in which I'm living life is 5 times more than other people due to the fact that I'm in the position to. Does that make sense? So it's like, bro, it's what, 3-4 months? It's 3 months into the year right now. So it's like, I've already traveled to 6 different countries. I've made hundreds of thousands of dollars, and I've done like so much shit. So it's like, I don't like the rate in which I'm living life is more than other people. So it's like, by the time I'm 20, bro, yes, I'm gonna fucking have lived enough life to where I can settle down. And people don't seem to understand that. I've had even like some guys who are reputable. They make a lot of money. They've done great things. They've done great for themselves. They've always told me like, yeah, bro, 21's way too early, dude. I was like, bro, I'm gonna have lived life. What am I gonna do? It's not like I'm gonna stop doing my shit. Like, I'm still gonna obviously be building stuff and making money, whatever. But it just doesn't make sense to me how people are fucking 22. How are you like? Okay, I get it if you started late, but that's why I'm saying 25. Because if you've done it for more than 2 years, you're a bum. But like, let's say you're 25 and you're still like going out to the clubs and you're still like, bro, we gotta get this girl going, bro. You're a loser. You're a bum. You're a loser. You're looking for problems. You're looking for solutions and vices. So, going to what I was saying, why alcohol is fantastic. Alcohol is one of the best things to ever be created, ever. It's amazing, and everyone should drink.
What makes you say that?
Okay, my belief behind that is, you go to, and I've traveled a lot. I believe that you go to any country, the one thing that they all have in common is drinking, and I'll get to that. You can go to any country, the one thing that bonds me and some random fucking Baltic Croatian 62-year-old man that has seen 4 people die, killed 1 person himself, and his fucking 3 kids that have all graduated college, is that we can share a glass of beer together. And I think that's beautiful, bro.
That's an interesting perspective you shared, because I'm a person, I rarely drink, like maybe once or twice a year, but like that's a good thing that you mentioned.
I think it's a great bonding thing. I think what alcohol, when used in a negative way, can be terrible. But I do think that through the past couple thousand years, bro, I think alcohol is a beautiful thing because it's the one fucking thing. You can argue smoking as well, but not even that. Bro, the one thing that's separating you and a fucking like a 52-year-old Serbian man who has had fucking 16 kids and has went to war and seen people die, and he's been fucking strangled 6 times, and he's probably killed people himself, and he's been fucking through the ringer. He's lived fucking life. The one thing separating you and him being friends is a glass of fucking beer in a random Serbian bar. And that's what I think is beautiful, bro. So
true.
That's why I believe alcohol is great. Because it's an amazing way to connect with people, even if you don't know them.
I want to go back to the topic that you were saying. A lot of people at 24, 25, they're still clubbing and drinking. I feel like it's even earlier, as you said, like some people start late, but I feel like it genuinely, personally, I've been to like clubs and bars maybe combined 5, 6 times. Bro, I personally just mentally just zone out there. I play chess or cards on my phone. I just get out there. It's stupid. I don't see the point there. I mean, some people love it. For me, it's not. But I feel like, as you said, like if you're going to use drinking for an opportunity to bond, to make friends, to connect with people, sure. But a lot of people, here's the thing, they all use it for instant gratification, just to like escape their life. And that's not a smart thing to do.
If you use it as a vice, then it's bad.
Yeah.
I see people use weed. I fucking hate weed in general. I think if you smoke weed, like you're automatically like more of a bum to me.
Have you tried it?
I've smoked weed once. I don't like it. I think it's bullshit. I don't know why people use it as a vice. I think weed is terrible. But that's my personal opinion. I know people that smoke weed. I don't know why you'd smoke weed.
Yeah, I never tried it too. But I want to go back to the relationships and just, you said you want to have a family like in 2-3 years.
Yeah.
Personally, for me, like this past almost 6 months I've been in a relationship, I've noticed a complete increase in my productivity. I work way more. I'm way more focused.
You know why?
I'm not distracted.
You know why?
What's up?
It's because you have a reasoning bigger than yourself. So when you have something more bigger than yourself to work towards, you never lose motivation. I have a buddy who has a child. He's 26. I believe he's 26. And he has a kid. And 2024 was best year yet as far as like everything, like money, crushing it, bro. Props to him. His name is Alex. And super amazing guy. One of the guys in the space that I super respect. And I asked him, I'm like, yeah, bro, do you think that you've been more productive? Like, you think you're always on your stuff now that you have a kid? He's like, more than ever, more than 1,000%. So that his kid is his why, or like his kid is the piece of motivation bigger than him. So I think once you do get a girlfriend and once you do settle down, obviously you have to cross that kind of like barrier of like a new relationship. But once you're solidified in and you're like, okay, this is my fucking, like my other half, then you're never going to lose motivation. There's always a bigger why than yourself. And you're never going to, like, life is just easier that way, Because then you're not constantly kind of searching for this or that, especially if it's a healthy relationship. So all the other needs are met. So
100%. Like the fact that, let's just say, if you're not in a relationship, it's like that mental real estate that you have open. You're like, what if I want to talk to that girl? Oh, that girl is single. I'm going to go approach this girl, that girl. But when you're in a relationship, it's like that mental real estate is taken and you can just fully focus on what you're doing. And if she's actually a woman of quality, she's going to help you out. She's going to be on her shit. And I feel like a lot of guys say, oh, I get distracted when I'm in a relationship. Women are holding me back. I think I said like in some of the...
Pussies.
Yeah, in some of the videos, I said like, if you feel like your girlfriend is holding you back, it's either you're the wrong man or you're with the wrong woman.
Yeah.
If you fix this too, then it's
exactly
gonna be gone.
Because it's always like, okay, oh, my girlfriend's holding me back. I'm like, okay, well, are you just is she holding you back or are you holding yourself back? Right? Is she fucking nagging you about working too much? Okay, does she want to fucking live in a nice house and do Pilates every Sunday and drink matcha or not? Suck it the fuck up. Or if it's your problem, you just are too much of a pussy to stand your ground amongst your girlfriend. So that's your problem. I believe, like you said, like having the right fucking girl is the best thing. I don't even have a girlfriend. So it's like I'm single, but I completely acknowledge that and I understand the fact. But yeah, bro. I mean, I think it's always looking at it through like a perspective. Guys always like, oh, I want to be like, what would my dream wife, dream guy be? But like, think about what your dream wife would do, bro. It's like, I'm going to become a high value male and my dream wife's going to come to me. I'm like, bitch, would you want your dream wife approaching fucking guys on the street? Fuck no. You want to go find your dream wife on like a random walk in a farm in Eastern Europe or some shit. Like, you don't want it. Like, your dream wife is not going to be fucking approaching random guys. Go talk. Like, at that point, like, you do have to talk to girls. I think the healthiest and happiest relationships and marriages all come from naturally integrated social circles. So, like, I've yet to find anybody who has a long-lasting relationship who has went and approached a girl or DM'd a girl on Instagram. Ever. Simple as that. I think it all has to be natural integration.
I see. Yeah, I feel like even with social media, like there is ways to use it properly. Like,
Yeah.
I think, for example, dating apps, I think it's shallow, personally. Like,
100%.
it's just BS. You just pictures and you just click right swipe or left swipe. Like, it just doesn't make sense. But I think with like Instagram, especially, or with just content, for example, if you just kind of show what type of a man you are, you're going to attract a similar type of woman that just hit your audience. Because I'm pretty sure you've had that thing, but I feel like for me, it's like whenever I post the content, if you talk about like just stupid stuff, you're gonna attract stupid viewers, right?
Yeah.
So like, especially if you talk about like mature topics, women of like similar mind frames, not everything is gonna be the same, but like they're gonna be attracted to what you're saying. And
Yeah.
some of them may engage with your content. You can interact with them, and that's how I met my girl. I made a video about like personal coaching, was fitness coaching. It was like I got like 1,000 views on that video, and then she liked it, and then I just randomly followed her. We had a conversation. We done like 4 or 5 walks, and then boom.
Ooh.
Yeah, you see, like it's just like one piece
W
of content.
Riz.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, no, like that. See, that's valid. Like I've experienced that. I've had girls come to my Instagram from the content I make, but obviously I'm not. I can easily tell. I think if unless you are like the most evil bitch ever, you're not going to be able to trick me.
Yeah.
Like I can see through the bullshit, bro. So, and any girl that's watching this that knows me and we've done like we're doing stuff or have been doing stuff, bro, and you think you tricked me. I know, I know. Like, but I know there's probably maybe a girl or two watch this. I know, bro. So, like, you think that I don't know, but I know that you think I know. I don't know. So, I know. I always know.
Yeah.
I have eyes everywhere. So, the thing about that, bro, is, like, I've had girls reach out to me that are, like, share the same values, traditional views, whatever, but it's also just, like, I don't really know you too well. So, I don't know. I haven't really put effort into that, but I feel like it'd be way easier to naturally like integrate.
100%, yeah.
Because what? She lives in LA, right?
Yeah.
Boom.
5-10 minutes away.
What the fucking coincidence is that, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, if a girl decides to who lives in like LA and she's like shares traditional values as me and she's a Christian and she decides to fucking DM me, bro, 1,000%. Like I've been on a fucking like a couple coffee dates like that. To where like this was a while ago, but like she would like DM me, or like she followed my shit. She DM me, and I was like, "Where are you from?" I'm from LA. It's like, "All right, let's do coffee. Let's go to Alfred's," and like that worked out. Obviously it didn't work out, but like yeah, like we had a good time. Great girl.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times, like especially if you're going like broad stuff, bro, a lot of the girls that do hit me up are like international.
Dubai influencers.
Hell no.
They get pooped on.
Hey, if any Dubai real estate agent DMs you on Instagram,
Real estate.
blocked. You're getting fucking blocked instantly. Oh my days, bro. It's so much. Those I will say, the amount of escorts that hit me up are crazy. I'm like, bitch, you're making 30 grand a month and you're saying you're nail tech? Nail tech for
What kind of
fucking
nails
who?
are
The
doing? Yeah.
fucking sheikh? The Sultan of Myanmar? I don't fucking like who are you talking about, bro? So it's like, obviously I can hey, if you're a girlfriend or if you're a fucking female, the biggest thing that you can do to attract a guy, a good guy, is take off the fucking Saint-Tropez and Dubai highlights on your fucking Instagram page. Here's the thing though, right? Women, they don't do that stuff because they want to impress men. A lot of guys think that girls will put highlights on their page of Dubai, Singapore, Spain, Marbella, things like that, Cape Town, whatever. And they're like, oh, the guys will think that, oh, she's trying to impress me. That's not at all the case. Most of these girls that are getting treated like groupies and fucking whores that are being flown out to be fucked twice and flown back, which is the most demeaning thing you can possibly do as a woman I could think of at all. That right there, they're doing that for fucking impressing other women. Women it is insane the amount of social hierarchy that women have, because guys have it, sure, but they play it like a completely different game. And the best female that you can possibly find is a girl that doesn't give a fuck about it. The girl that doesn't give a fuck about the highlights. Most girls will fucking formulate their highlights to look like they're, oh, I went here and I went there and I went there. They don't give a fuck. Oh, they're like, I'm gonna put my highlights together so a guy's gonna be impressed. They don't give a fuck. They're going to do it so some girl can fucking see your highlights and be jealous. That's all girls use Instagram for. Girls don't give a fuck about, some girls give a fuck about getting guys on Instagram, sure. But it's like 99% of bitches who use Instagram don't give a fuck about, guys are going to DM you anyway, so who gives a shit? But it's like they do the highlight and they format their page to fucking show other girls, my life's better than yours. That's what they do. So that's the name of the game, bro. But yeah, I mean, bro, like if a girl fucking comes from maybe a reel that I post from this, or a girl watches this, and maybe she lives in fucking Los Angeles or, around the area, and she wants to fucking get coffee, sure.
Yeah, you never know what life has to offer.
Exactly. See, that's beautiful. The fucking coincidence that your girlfriend lived in LA, saw your content, that's fucking awesome, bro.
Yeah. Those are the things that you can't really expect. It just happens,
Exactly.
Yeah. I feel like with relationships in general, I feel like it's very, very important to have somebody at least on the same page. That I feel like if you don't really find that person, she's gonna eventually kind of hold you back, because you didn't initially spot like, oh, like maybe she doesn't want me to get to these levels. She wants more, time with her. She wants more attention for her. It's not a bad thing. It's just something that she wants.
But here's the thing. That's how you need to frame the situation.
Yeah.
That's how you need to frame the relationship. Girls are always going to say they want 100% of your time. If you give them 100% of your time and you sacrifice your goals and the places you want to go, they're gonna think you're a bitch.
Yeah.
That's let me tell you this, bro. For all the guys watching, a woman is never going to say what she wants. She's never going to say what she wants. She's gonna exactly, because here's the thing. If you want to look at what somebody believes, don't look at what they say, look at what they do, because your beliefs manifest in your actions. That's how life works. And especially with women. A girl is never going to tell you it's a guy, right? If I'm going to sit here and I'm going to sit, like, let's say you got hella, like I knew you got super fat. A guy's gonna be like, bro, like I was with my friend, okay? For example, we've, me and my buddy of mine, we have another friend who let himself go. He's kind of gaining some fucking weight, and he was getting fat. So we pull up to his crib, we're gonna chill, we're gonna have a drink together, and I walk up there, and while me and my buddy are in the car to go to his house, he's like, bro, he got like low-key fat now. And it's like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, bro, he hasn't been in the gym, like he's let himself go. And you know what I do? I walk in his fucking house, give it 15 minutes, whatever, and he sits down. I'm like, bro, you got big. I told him straight up, I'm like, you got fucking fat, dude. So it's like, a girl's never going to sit down with another girl and be like, you got fucking fat, That's the name of the game. Why do you think all the girls leave fucking comments under fat girls' posts? You're so beautiful, da-da-da. They don't give a fuck about making the fat girl feel good. It's all about a status thing. It's all about other opinions from other girls. They leave the comments under the fat girls' posts because other girls are going to see their comment and think, oh, she's a nice person. That's how it works, bro. And for example, going back to what you said, there's a girl's always gonna be like, oh, you work too much, you spend too much time on your laptop, oh, spend more time with me, motherfucker. I guarantee you, give your girl 2 months of your full undivided attention and she's gonna believe you're a bitch. That's the name of the game, bro. You always gotta say fucking no. You gotta fucking have a boundary, and you gotta do what you gotta do. Because at the end, that's the biggest thing, bro, is setting a fucking boundary. Because most girls, if your girlfriend cheats on you, it's your fault. I never believe it's like if a girlfriend cheats on you, it's your fault. One, because you're not smart, you're not an experienced or intelligent enough man to kind of see through the bullshit. Yeah. Two, bitches will tell you if they're cheating on you, bro. And I apologize. I hate to say the word bitches, but if a girl cheats on you, she's a bitch. So, bitch, if you don't cheat, then you're not a bitch. But bitches are always gonna tell you if you're cheating on you, bro. So it's like the signs are always there. It's never her friend. It's never just a friend. It's never out. Girls are on the phone 24/7. Girls are always on their fucking phone. You think that she doesn't have like, she's in the shower for 4 hours. Motherfucker, what are you talking about, bro?
She turned up her location. She's somewhere. Oh, like she's just with her friends.
Exactly, bro. So it's like stuff like that, bro. The signs will be in front of you. I think if you get cheated on, it's your fault.
100%.
Because girls will show you, and it's your job as a man to sit there and say, "Here's my fucking boundary. It's a deal breaker." But most guys don't have the options. That's a problem. It's not a problem, but it's not that they don't have enough self-respect because they don't have the options. I have a guy with enough money and followers, whatever, and I'm not saying that I go and, fuck a bunch of random Instagram girls, but it's like I have options, so I have self-respect. I've done enough, and I'm capable, and I'm self-confident enough to have fucking self-respect as a man. To where if a girl's like, oh, I want to go to a party, I want to be able to go to parties, I'm gonna sit there and I'm gonna be like, well, I'm not gonna like that. I'm not comfortable with you doing that. And then she's like, oh, well, da da da. I was like, okay, well, if you choose to go to a party, do whatever you want. That's completely fine with me. But that's my fucking boundary and that's my deal breaker. So you will be going to that party single. And that's bro. That's
Exactly.
the game. That's the like. It's not even the game, bro. That's just how you gotta fucking be as a man. Is like
That's the framework.
have your fucking boundaries, bro, and have some fucking self-respect. Most guys get fucked over by girls because they have absolutely zero self-respect.
100%. Yeah, I think if you put a boundary on, and if your girl just doesn't respect it and she's like, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do, then it's your choice. You gotta either
Exactly.
leave or you're gonna be like a bitch and stay there.
Exactly. Then you're gonna be the girlfriend.
Exactly. So I feel like a lot of guys need to hear this type of conversations, because as much as they see like content out there, reels and stuff, they don't necessarily go too in depth. Like, I don't think personally I see a lot of guys talking about, oh, being in a relationship is gonna actually help you out to perform better. Marrying somebody like, with like a good quality woman, it's gonna help you out, right? A lot of guys don't talk about it. Everyone's like, oh, 5 girlfriends, 10 girlfriends, DM this girl, this party, that party. It's just, there is no soul in it. There is no love in it. You're just doing it for the sake of doing it. Empty activities, instant gratification. And I feel like that's one of those things, but also instant gratifications. There's like so many different type of things. It can be video games, it can be smoking, drugs, all those things. So in your journey, how did you recognize that fast? Like, okay, if I want to get my stuff together, first I gotta eliminate all of this, and 2, I gotta lock in.
I think it was just like, because I kind of got into self-improvement before I got into business.
Yeah.
So like February 2022 is when I got into like the whole self-improvement side of things. So I was like eating really fucking healthy. I was like fasting, once a week. I started going to the gym properly, a bunch of stuff like that. And that's when I got super like healthy and like got good habits and everything. I was meditating a shit ton. And that's when I got into the whole health side of things, and then that kind of trickled into business. So it was like adopt the good habits. And if any guy that's been in the gym has thought about starting a business, because the correlation is direct. It's so similar.
Discipline.
So I feel like just having that one facet of life figured out, I was like, let me figure this other one out. So it was kind of just like the same discipline that I attributed to eating healthy, fixing my life, and eating clean, I could just put into a business as well. So I just kind of replaced that with school, had my grades go to shit, and figured it out.
Like, it's just like those positive momentum, those positive habits compound, and you just, one thing leads to another, and then boom, you're like doing business, content, all this good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's just say someone who's like in the struggling, like in the trenches, like have nothing going on, like they know they're in a shitty situation, they have the will to make a difference, but they don't know where to start. What would be your advice for them?
But they haven't started?
They have the will, but they're just like, they don't know what to do. What would be the first step you would recommend them?
All right. So the biggest question I hate is, how do I start? Just start.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what do you mean? Okay, so for example, e-commerce. How do I start? Find a fucking product, make a Shopify store, and market the product. Simple.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have those 3 steps. Okay, well, how do I find the product? Figure it the fuck out. Thousands of YouTube videos. How do I market it? Figure it the fuck out. Thousands of YouTube videos, free courses, everything. Fucking, you see what I'm saying? How do I make the website? Fucking YouTube, motherfucker. So it's like, people are always like, how do I start? How do I do this? If I were for somebody who hasn't started but they want to start, just fucking, bro, just like, you literally know what you need to do. Like, you know what you need to do. If you sat down for literally more than 5 minutes and reverse engineered, you'd be like, I want to start I want to start drop shipping, but I don't know how to start. What am I going to do? Motherfucker, find a website, find a fucking product, make a website, market the fucking website. 3 steps. Now take those 3 steps and reverse engineer it. Okay, how do I find the fucking product? Go to Zendrop, AliExpress, DSers, AutoDS, fucking 1,000 different suppliers. How do you learn about this shit? Go on fucking YouTube. You can buy a course. Courses and coaching and all this info product stuff, it's fantastic because it expedites the process. You can go learn on YouTube, but that's going to take you fucking 2 years, like it did for fucking me. But, and then, what's the thing? I was fucking learning on YouTube. You know when I fucking saw results? When I got a fucking mentor. It's when I got a coach. Okay, when I bought a fucking course.
100%.
But I know guys that have fucking hit 300K a month from fucking YouTube, right? You don't have to go do it, but it's going to take you a long fucking time because I'm a big believer on centralizing your knowledge. The moment you generalize knowledge is when it dissipates. The knowledge becomes less valuable because you could have, Smith Rees A and Smith Rees B. Smith Rees A could give you a piece of valuable information. It could be great. It could be insightful. It could be valuable. But then if Smith Rees B says something great, insightful, and valuable, but they contradict each other, you retain none of it. And that's the name of the game. So go find somebody you resonate with, stick to them for fucking 6 to 7 months, learn as much as you can from them, and then switch to the next person. And that's how you got to do it. You don't fucking hire 4 mentors at one time. That's the stupidest shit you've ever fucking heard of, bro. So it's all on YouTube, or you can go fucking buy a course or something, which I'm a big believer in. It doesn't have to be fucking mine. It could be anything of all time, right? Go just invest in yourself. And if you don't have the money, learn on YouTube. You literally know what you need to do. So figure it the fuck out. Like, I don't, people underestimate how much of a big step starting actually is. If you were to sit down and you're like, okay, your first dropshipping store is not going to make you $1. You're going to get experience and proof of concept, which is the value you're going to get out of it. But it's like, if you were to sit down and be like, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do. I have no experience in this, but I'm going to have a website and a product up by tonight. That's the first step, dude. That's the first step. Your website's going to suck. Your product's going to suck. Your creatives are going to suck, but at least you did it. And at least you can learn how to do it better the next time. And then the next time. And then boom, boom, boom. And now you're fucking getting momentum, right? So people think they need like that perfect sniper shot. But it's like, bro, if you're shooting a fucking 3-pointer for the first time, you're not going to fucking Steph Curry switch that bitch.
So you're just saying take that first step and then path is going to illuminate as you walk it.
Well, yeah, but I mean, bro, I literally been asked, how do I start, thousands of times. Like, it's not even funny how many times.
But here's a lot of people not taking action.
People know how to start, bro. People know where they can learn how to start. They just, the whole, I don't know how to start is the biggest cop-out I've ever heard in my life. If you're listening to the podcast, you've ever asked somebody, how do I start? You're a pussy. Figure it the fuck out. Watch YouTube.
Exactly. No, that's definitely a great way to wrap things up because the viewers are going to have something to like apply and actually, use it for their own life. Whether it's any business, actionables. It can be with their career. If you're like going the school route, business, no matter what you're doing, just take that action. Just start and everything's going to go well.
100%.
Thanks for coming on.
Let me move the mic.